Welcome to this exciting video where we uncover the top 2 most valuable Washington quarter-dollar coins ever discovered. These quarters may look like everyday pocket change, but a few rare early dates and low mintages have turned them into treasures worth thousands of dollars to collectors around the world. Let's get started. First up, the 1979 quarter dollar with the D mint mark is a familiar and widely collected piece from the Washington Quarter series, which had already been in circulation for nearly 5 decades by that year. This coin represents the pre-state quarter era, when the reverse design still featured the iconic eagle that had been a staple since 1932. The obverse of the 1979 D quarter shows the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, whose work became one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. The portrait faces left, displaying Washington's strong profile and thoughtful expression. Above Washington's head sits the bold inscription, Liberty, a reminder of the nation's founding ideals. To the left of his portrait is the sacred national motto, In God We Trust, placed on the coin since 1938 and continuing on all circulating U.S. currency. The year 1979 appears at the bottom of the obverse, identifying the mintage year. Just to the right of Washington's ponytail is the small but important D mint mark, signifying that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the United States Mint's primary production facilities. On the reverse, the coin proudly displays an American eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing readiness and national defense. Beneath the arrows lie 2 olive branches, representing the United States' desire for peace. The upper part of the reverse features the inscription, United States of America, which arches over the eagle's wings, giving the design balance and a sense of symmetry. Just below that is the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, translating to, out of many, one. At the bottom of the reverse is the denomination, quarter dollar, clearly identifying the coin's value for circulation. This long-used reverse design remained unchanged until the 1999 introduction of the 50-state quarters program. In circulated condition, a 1979 D quarter typically shows visible wear from decades of use in everyday commerce. The high points of Washington's hair often lose detail first, appearing smoothed or flattened. The eagle on the reverse also develops noticeable softening, especially in the feathers on the chest and wings. The arrows and olive branches may appear dull or worn down from repeated handling. Circulated examples often display surface marks, scratches, or contact dings created as the coin moved among cash registers, pockets, wallets, and banks. The original mint luster, once bright and reflective, usually becomes muted or entirely faded. Some circulated pieces develop natural toning, ranging from dark gray to brownish hues. This color change is common and results from years of exposure to skin oils, air, and environmental conditions. Despite the wear, the coin's core details remain easily recognizable, making the 1979 D quarter fully functional in modern transactions. It remains legal tender and can still be found in circulation today. From a collector's perspective, the 1979 D quarter in circulated condition is quite common, as over 489 million were minted. This large mintage ensures that the coin is widely available and typically carries no premium above face value unless exceptionally well preserved or unusual. Collectors often include circulated 1979 D quarters in date and mint sets, especially when building affordable Washington quarter collections. While not rare, the coin provides historical continuity in a long-running U.S. coin series. The late 1970s were a transitional time for American currency, with rising costs and changes in consumer habits. The 1979 D quarter is a reminder of this era, having passed through countless hands as the economy shifted toward a more modern structure. For many people, a circulated 1979 D quarter may hold sentimental value, especially if discovered in a family coin jar, inherited collection, or pocket change. Everyday coins often carry subtle historical significance that connects users to past decades. As the Washington quarter design evolved in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, earlier pieces like the 1979 D became symbolic of the pre-modern era of American coinage. They are now modest but meaningful reminders of a time before the state quarter series changed collecting forever. Even though circulated examples are typically worth face value, they still appeal to enthusiasts who appreciate their history, durability, and the countless stories each coin might have accumulated over decades of use. In summary, the 1979 D quarter dollar in circulated condition is a common yet culturally rich piece of American currency. Its design, where patterns and historical background make it a fascinating object for collectors and everyday observers alike. Next up, the 1965 quarter dollar is one of the most historically significant coins in the Washington Quarter Series, marking the beginning of a major shift in U.S. coinage. This year represents the very first issue struck in the new copper-nickel clad composition, replacing the 90% silver quarters minted from 1932 through 1964. The absence of a mint mark on the 1965 quarter is intentional and historically important. During this period, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from all denominations to discourage coin hoarding, which had become widespread due to rising silver prices. The obverse of the coin features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a design that had been a cornerstone of American coinage for decades. His left-facing profile continues to symbolize strength, leadership, and national heritage. Above Washington's head rests the empowering inscription Liberty, placed boldly and prominently to honor the foundational ideals of the United States. This positioning has remained consistent throughout the Washington Quarter Series. To the left of the portrait is the familiar motto, "In God We Trust." This phrase, viewed as a statement of national faith, has been used on U.S. currency since the mid-19th century and remains a defining element of American numismatics. At the bottom of the obverse is the date 1965, indicating the first year of the clad coin era. This date has major importance for collectors because it signifies the transition from silver to modern materials. The reverse design showcases the iconic American eagle with outstretched wings, perched proudly on a bundle of arrows. This representation of readiness and national defense is one of the most symbolic images in U.S. circulation coins. Below the eagle are olive branches, the universal emblem of peace, representing the United States' commitment to both strength and diplomacy. This blend of power and peace is central to the coin's symbolism. The words, "United States of America," curve across the top rim of the coin's reverse. This inscription forms a balanced heading that draws attention to the national identity. Directly below it sits the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. This phrase highlights the unity formed from the diverse states and peoples of the nation. At the bottom of the reverse, the denomination, quarter dollar, clearly identifies the coin's value for everyday use. This practical inscription is large and easy to read, ensuring its function in commerce. In circulated condition, a 1965 quarter commonly displays extensive wear. The highest points of Washington's hair often appear flattened, especially around the curls above the ear and toward the top of the head. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers usually lose sharpness with age and handling. The chest feathers in particular tend to appear smoothed or shallow after decades of circulation. Circulated coins from this year often show surface abrasions, small nicks, scratches, or dull spots resulting from long-term use in pockets, wallets, vending machines, and cash drawers. The original mint luster, once bright and reflective, is typically faded or completely gone in circulated examples. Instead, the surface often develops a soft gray or dull silver appearance. Some circulated 1965 quarters exhibit light toning, ranging from pale gold to darker gray patches. This toning forms naturally due to exposure to air, humidity, and human contact over many years. Despite wear, the major details of the coin remain identifiable, making it suitable for daily transactions. The durability of the copper-nickel alloy ensures that even well-used examples remain fully functional. For collectors, the 1965 quarter in circulated condition is extremely common. With more than over 1 billion pieces minted, it remains one of the highest production years in the history of the Washington Quarter. Because of this huge mintage, typical circulated examples usually hold no premium above face value. Their value comes instead from historical importance and educational interest. Nonetheless, the 1965 issue holds a unique place in U.S. coinage history because it represents the dramatic end of silver circulation coins. Many collectors enjoy owning one as a symbolic piece from a pivotal year. Collectors often include circulated 1965 quarters in typesets that showcase the transition from silver to clad coinage. These sets help illustrate how American currency evolved through economic pressures. The coin also represents an era of change in the U.S. economy. As silver prices rose, the government needed a more sustainable way to produce currency, making the 1965 quarter a practical response to economic challenges. Although not rare, the absence of a mint mark gives the coin a uniform identity shared across all 1965 production facilities, further emphasizing the year's role in stabilizing the currency. In conclusion, the 1965 quarter dollar without a mint mark in circulated condition is a widely available but historically powerful piece of American coinage. It marks the beginning of the modern clad era and stands as a reminder of how economic changes shape the money we use every day.